Let's speak English. Англійська, мова Шекспіра та нью-йоркських таксистів. Англійська, стане у нагоді вам бойс і дівчиська.
Hello everyone! My name is Anna. I am an English teacher. Всім привіт! Мене звати Анна, я вчитель англійської. Today we're going to continue talking about English-speaking countries. We are going to find out about sport in Canada and the USA. So, let's get going. So, before we go to the USA and Canada, let's take a look at the most classical sports that were actually created in Great Britain. So, as you can see on the slide, Great Britain is famous for football. Everybody knows that. And on the previous lesson, on one of the previous lessons, we were talking about football and we named 5 most famous teams in football in England. So, Britain is also famous for rugby. On the board, you can actually see the ball that is used for playing rugby. Rugby is also popular around the world, especially in the USA. Another sport that is played in Britain, and it's actually originated from there, it's tennis and table tennis, or in other words, ping pong. Other sports that are also played in Britain are badminton and squash. Canoeing is also one of the most famous sports that is played in Britain. Oxford and Cambridge colleges every year have their contest in canoeing. So they sit in the boats, the students of these colleges, and they row together to check who is the best one. And snooker. That's also a sport that is played in Britain, and actually it was created in this country. So now we're getting closer to our destinations, as now we're going to take a look at the sports that are played in the USA. So, let's go there. The USA is famous for football. They call it soccer in the USA. Soccer, or football, is a very important sport in the USA. The USA teams try to get best scores and best results. What about baseball? Everybody knows baseball, and everybody knows that it's a significant sport in the USA. In the picture, you can see a baseball, a ball that is used to play baseball. You will also need a bat to hit the ball with a bat. Basketball, one of the most famous sports in the world, is also popular in the USA. And ice hockey. Ice hockey is played on ice. You will need the skates to play that game, and you will need a hockey puck to score it and to put it into the net of the team. So, ice hockey is also played in Canada, and actually today we're going to talk about the USA and Canada, and the sport that is mutual and very important for both these countries. We're going to start at once with the vocabulary. On the board, you can see 5 words that are connected with sports. To the right, you can see the definitions. Our task is going to match the words with definitions. Отже, на дошці ми бачимо 5 слів, які пов'язані з темою спорту. Праворуч – визначення. Наше з вами завдання – з'єднати слова та їхні визначення. First of all, I'm going to read these 5 words aloud. You can repeat after me. After that, we will match the words with the definitions. So, let's start with the first one. Indoor. Indoor. Number 2. Solution. Solution. Number 3. To store. To store. Number 4. To nail. To nail. And number 5. Equipment. Equipment. To the right, we have the definitions. Let's take a look at them. A. To fix or fasten something with a nail. B. The necessary items for a particular purpose. C. A means of solving a problem. D. Conducted or used within a building. And E. To keep something for future use. So, let's start with the first word, indoor, and let's try to match it with some of the definitions, with one of the definitions, of course. And when we take a look at the word indoor, we understand that we are talking something that happens inside. Отже, коли ми дивимося на слово indoor, на думку спадає те, що ми говоримо про щось, що відбувається всередині якогось приміщення. So the definition that we will match here will be D. Conducted or used within a building. Let's take a look at the second word, solution. We usually use the form of this word, the verb form of this word, to solve when we are talking about tackling some problem. When we need to solve a problem, we need to find a solution. So the definition that we will match here would be C, a means of solving a problem. So the method that we use to solve a problem. The next word, to store. Here in the picture, you can see a storage, which is actually a place where things are stored. So we are talking about a place, maybe inside of the building, and the definition that will match here would be E, to keep something for future use. The next word, to nail. The picture will actually help you to guess what this word means. And yeah, we are talking about repairing something or fixing something with a nail and a hammer. So to nail is to fix or fasten something with a nail, тобто прибити щось за допомогою цвяха. That would be definition A. And the last word here, word number 5, equipment. Equipment is a set of utensils that we need to do some activity. So we have the last definition left, that's definition B. So the necessary items for a particular purpose. Now, after we have learned these words, we can go to the text. We are going to read the text about a very famous sport that is played all around the world. This sport has the origins of 2 countries. The person who invented this sport was born in Canada. And when this person invented the sport, he lived in the USA. So let's take a look at the screen and read the text. Read the text. The story of basketball. What is the most popular sport in the world? The answer, of course, is football or soccer. But what about the most popular indoor sport? The answer to that question is basketball. Basketball was invented by a Canadian sports teacher, Dr. James Naismith, in 1891. Dr. Naismith was working in a college in Massachusetts in the USA, and he wanted to find a way of keeping students fit during the winter. Basketball was his solution. The students were playing the first games with real baskets, old ones that had been used to store peaches. The baskets were nailed to the wall, one at each end of the gym. Over the years, the design of the basket changed. Basketball popularity was growing quickly. It did not require expensive equipment and specialized clothing. The National Basketball Association, NBA, was formed in 1948. It is based in the USA and is one of the most successful professional sports leagues in the world. What started as a game, especially designed for a small group of men in Springfield, has grown into one of the most popular sports in the world. Now that we have read the text about basketball and how it was invented, let's check your understanding of this text. Our task is to decide whether the information on the slide is true or false. Take a look at the sentences. Let's start with the first one. Давайте подивимося на речення, які є на дошці, і нашим зараз завданням з вами є визначити, чи вони є правдиві згідно з інформацією в тексті, чи неправдиві. Of course, if we have the false sentences, we need to correct them. Якщо у нас речення неправильні, ми, звичайно ж, будемо їх виправляти. So, let's take a look at the first one. Basketball is the only major sport that was invented by a committee. Is that right according to the text? Was it the committee that created basketball? Actually, no. It was just one person, Dr. J. Naismith. So, this sentence is false. Here you can see the picture of Dr. J. Naismith, who actually created the game of basketball. Number 2. James Naismith was an American living and working in Springfield, Manitoba. Is this fact true? Do you remember exactly where he lived and worked? In the beginning of the text, before we started reading it, I told you that J. Naismith was born in Canada and he worked in America. So, Springfield. He was an American. Is that true? So, he wasn't an American. He was a Canadian. Did he live in Springfield? Yes, he did. But actually, Springfield is situated not in Manitoba, as Manitoba is a province of Canada. Springfield is situated in Massachusetts, the USA. This fact is false. Here you can see the sign of Springfield, Massachusetts. Number 3. The NBA began in 1960 as a brand new league. Is that true? Was it the exact year when NBA started? Actually, not. This fact is false. The NBA league started in 1948. Number 4. They were using the net baskets at once as the game was invented. Is that true? Чи справді використовували баскетбольні сітки одразу з сіткою, коли гра в баскетбол була придумана Джейм Несмітом? Ні, це неправильно. According to the text, they were not using the net baskets. They were actually using the wooden baskets, and the net baskets appeared later. Number 5. No special items are needed to play basketball. Is that true? Do you need any specialized clothing to play basketball? Shorts and a t-shirt would be quite nice. Expensive equipment? No, you just need a net and a basketball. So this fact is true. You do not need any extra equipment to play this type of a game. So, in the text, we have learned about the basketball and we have learned the story of its creation. Now, let's take a look at some grammar exercises. On the previous lessons, we were talking about the past simple and past continuous tenses. Now, our task is to revise them and compare. So, past simple and past continuous. Past simple versus past continuous. What would be the difference in usage of these tenses? Let's take a look. Here is a quick reminder. Невеличке нагадування про past simple та past continuous. Простий минулий час та подовжуваний минулий час. In this sentence, there are two verbs. Let's take a look. I was watching television when he arrived. So, was watching is underlined, and as you can see, it shows us long action in the past. When he arrived, this underlined verb shows us a short action that just happened in the past, and that's it. So, past continuous for long actions, past simple for short actions. I do hope that you remember that, and just a quick reminder on the auxiliary verb that we use to make the past continuous. We have the verb to be in two forms, was and were. Then we use the verb with the ing ending. When we speak about the past simple, it is important to remember that in positive sentences, we put the verb into the second past simple form. If it is a negative sentence, we will need the auxiliary didn't. If we are making a question, we will need to put did to the beginning of the sentence, then we have a subject, and then we have a basic form of the verb. So, let's move to practice. So, on the board, we can see the story that we need to complete. we have the words in brackets that have to be opened. Now take a look at the board, and here you can see the text in which our task is to open the brackets using the verbs either in past simple or past continuous. So we have to complete the story with the correct past tense of the verbs in brackets, past simple or past continuous. Let's take a look at the text and let's start working with it. Sometimes I hate computers. Once, when I tried to do my English homework on my laptop, the battery ran out. So here we have two actions. In this sentence, one action is long, one action is short. So, once when I tried to do my English, was the person trying for long? Probably. It wasn't just a short action. So here, in this gap, we will need the past continuous to be used. In the second gap, we will need to use the short action in the past simple. So let's take a look. Once, when I was trying to do my English homework on my laptop, the battery ran out. I lie on my bed and I was listening to music on Spotify. So here we have two simultaneous actions. The person was listening to the music on Spotify and another action that actually was also continuous. Отже, інша дія в цьому реченні теж продовжувана. Дві одночасні дії, які продовжувались протягом певного часу в минулому. Отже, ми маємо розкрити дужки в past continuous. I was lying on my bed and I was listening to the music. It helps me to concentrate. I also chat to my friend Daniel on Facebook. Again, we are talking about a continuous action in the past. The person was probably chatting for quite a long time with their friend, so we will say that I was also chatting to my friend on Facebook. Let's get to the next paragraph. Okay, so I not concentrate very hard on my homework and forget to plug in my laptop. Отже, наш автор каже, що він не концентрувався дуже сильно на своїй домашній роботі і забув під'єднати лептоп до розетки. So, he couldn't charge his laptop. We can predict that the laptop is gonna go off. But before we get to that part of the story, let's take a look at the gap once again. So, I not concentrate. Usually, you need to concentrate for a long time to do your home assignment. So, here, we will use the past continuous. I was not concentrating very hard on my homework. And I forgot. Why forgot? Why past simple? Because that's a short past action. I didn't notice that the battery was getting low. I was just finishing the essay when the screen go black. So, was the screen going black for a long time? Or did it just happen at one moment? Are we talking about a long action or just a finished action? A short one? Yeah, of course, we're talking about the short action here. That is why we are going to use the verb go in the past simple form. So, the past simple of the verb to go is went. So, the sentence will sound like this. I was just finishing the essay when the screen went black. I lose everything. Again, is that a continuous action? Are we talking about something that was going on for a long time? No. The laptop shut down. The laptop was not working anymore. So the person lost everything at once, in one moment. So here we will use the past simple. The past simple of to lose is lost. So I lost everything. Next sentence. I scream in frustration. So was the person screaming for long? Probably. But here we are talking about a short scream. So here we will need the past form of the verb to scream, and to make it, we will need the ending ed. Scream is a regular verb, that is why we will add ed ending here. So this sentence will sound as I screamed in frustration. My dad come running into my bedroom. So, was the dad running into the bedroom for a long time? Was it just a short action? So yeah, of course it was a short action. He just ran into the bedroom. So, my dad came running into my bedroom. Remember that to come is an irregular verb, and here we need the past simple form of it, so which is came. I almost cried, so he gave me his laptop. So what would be the tenses for these two actions? We have two actions, and one of them is long, another one is short. Отже, тут маємо дві дії. Одна з них продовжувана, а інша коротка. Let's take a look. Cry. Would be that a short action? No, actually we are talking about the long one. And what about give? So given a laptop, that's probably a short action. So for the first one, we will use the past continuous. I was almost crying. So he, my father, gave me his laptop. Next sentence. I tried to remember everything in my essay. Я спробував згадати все, що було в моєму есе. But I couldn't. So, was the person trying for long? No, probably the person opened the laptop, started writing, and couldn't remember anything. For this action, we will use the past simple. I tried to remember everything. It was quite difficult, especially because Daniel was sending me lots of funny videos. So as you can see in the second part of the sentence, we also use the past simple form of the verb. It was. Anyway, while I was watching one, the Wi-Fi stopped working. In the end, it was probably better because I managed to finish the essay. So, the person was managing to finish the essay, or the person just managed to finish the essay. So, finishing the essay would be a long action or just a short one-time action. So, our choice has to go to the short action in the past. For this gap, we will choose the past simple form, which would be managed. Manage is a regular verb and it needs ed ending. Remember that if the verb ends with the letter E, one letter E is omitted. We do not need to use double E. So one will be taken away and there will just be GED at the end of the word. So, I hope everything is clear with past simple versus past continuous in this exercise. So today we have learned about the origins of basketball. The person who created it was born in Canada and he was living in America when he actually created the sport. Well, also we have taken a look at the difference between past simple and past continuous tenses. What have we learned? Past simple is used for short actions that happened in the past. Past continuous is used for long actions that were happening for a long period of time in the past or at a specific moment. So, that's it for today. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next time.